part 2. Here we go. I believe each item has a specific need to be marketed differently, and I think people need to know that. Like customers need to know, or people in marketing need to know. Overall, this problem could be displayed in places so people are more aware of this happening all over, and so won't be so quick to judge those marketers. Like other people in marketing, because I don't have any idea who, when I buy something, the coffee that I buy, I don't have any idea who does marketing for them. In fact, I'm not sure they do much marketing at all, but yeah. If they got word out a little bit, I think these companies could see a huge difference in the customers and their thoughts. Again, their thoughts on the product or their thoughts on how it's marketed. Next problem I will cover with marketing industry is the problem with the price of your product. Have you ever been sitting watching a commercial and you see this great product and you fall in love with it and want to pick up the phone and call and buy it? Actually, okay, yes, sometimes I do. Fine. But then you hear the price of the product and go, never mind. Yes, I'm in grad school, so all the time. This happens a lot more than you think and can even happen with smaller items. People will think the price is outrageous and will not buy it. Then this certain item loses a lot of business from this problem. People think the price is outrageous and will not buy it. Bam. That's all you needed to say. Today I want to talk about what goes on behind this process and try and come up with a possible solution in my eyes. Does this connect to the other stuff that you were talking about? Maybe it will. People think that the price of what you are selling is not essential for your marketing strategy. They do. You're mistaken if you think that. Well, see, that's what I thought. Ismail Rui states, the price of a product is essential to the success of the company and should be perceived as fair by your customers. Ruiz lists ways to help figure out the ways of trying to make a product the cheapest but most successful product out there. First, knowing the price of your product and taking that into account, trying to figure out how much your competitors are charging for the same product. Next, you'll find the minimum amount you can charge. How do you find that? If you charge less, you will lose money no matter the number of items you sell. Then once you know the price, you will decorate the product so your potential customers will buy from you instead of your competitors. Decorate it? I don't understand what that means. Like the packaging? I mean, some products have packaging and some don't, too. These are ways you could potentially use to decrease the amount you buy the product for and sell it at the minimal cost. By decorating it, you could make it less expensive? This has always been an issue for marketing strategists working to make the cheapest, most efficient product and sell it for a low price. With steps like these, like finding a minimal cost has been a problem. With steps like these, I think we can find solutions and marketers can look at these and realize better ways to market their ideas for a cheap price. So to get to a cheap price, I don't know what you've taught me about, what you've said to me about getting to a cheap price. Knowing the competition, finding the minimum amount, but I don't have any idea what that means or how you would get to that. Well, I mean, I see you would lose money no matter how many you sell. But I mean, like sometimes companies are even okay with that because that's their loss lead product. There are certain things that they'll sell they're fine losing money with because they're making the big money on other stuff. Excuse me. Okay. Overall, this paper has taught me to dive deeper into the problems I've seen to find the most efficient outcomes for people involved. Okay, what I'd really like to know from all of this is what exactly are those problems? You said you've gone into some problems and you've looked at outcomes. And going back here, let's see, the first problem you mentioned is, well, the first paragraph, which I just don't feel like has anything we need in it. How do you hold the customer's attention? That's one problem. Getting their content seen is problem 2. The customer must be present is a problem, I guess. I don't really see why it's a problem though. Service has a lot of variability. Which, I mean, seems like more of a problem for the business than for the advertising, but I don't know. Maybe I just didn't get that part. And then the problem of like people blaming marketing companies, but I'm not really clear why that's a problem because it only really matters what the company who's employing the marketers thinks, right? Because they're the the ones paying for it. Okay, and then another problem, I guess, is figuring out a price. But what I really think you need to do is I would set all of this aside, not look at it, and write from your memory, just from your memory, an outline of like, here are the problems I want to discuss, and here are the solutions I want to talk about. You should have all of that in your head because you've researched all of this, but not looking at the paper. And then make sure that each paragraph of your paper deals only with that problem and only with those solutions. Because you did so much wandering around in here, I was like, where are we going? Where are we going? And as I said throughout here, there were a bunch of places I was like, oh, I'd love to know more about that. I'd love to have you talk about this. So I hope that will be helpful, and I will look forward to reading a revision.